The government is continuing its assessment of infrastructures following the 5.6 magnitude earthquake that shook the country on Monday. The quake was felt across 9 parishes, and up to last evening, 23 aftershocks were reported. At an emergency press briefing yesterday, Chief Executive Officer of the National Works Agency, E.G. Hunter, said preliminary reports had shown that there were no significant damage to roads and bridges. However, there were reports of landslides, mostly in parishes in the eastern section of the island, such as Portland, St. Mary, and St. Anne.
Our parish teams have been mobilized, and these will be dealt with precipitously. We obviously will continue the assessment in the next couple of days. Fortunately for us, most of our bridge infrastructure is built to modern standards. They have been designed for to be earthquake resistant, and the evidence is that they have stood up reasonably well so far.
Mr. Hunter said rapid assessments were carried out on several government buildings, with remedial work recommended for a section of the Ministry of Finance.
We also visit the Shalimar complex in Vineyard Town. Unfortunately, one of the buildings there has been sufficiently damaged to the point where I've spoke with the financial secretary, and it's our recommendation that that building not be used until certain structural support has been put in place.
Meanwhile, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, is encouraging persons to check their buildings for cracks and structural soundness.
Shifting your pillars, posts, and other beams and structural members. And if there are any damage of that nature, we ask you to get professional assessment to ensure that your building is relatively safe.
During an earthquake, structures will exhibit damage, but not all damage is structural. And therefore, you need the professionals to be able to ascertain whether or not the damage is structural, which would mean that you may not be able to occupy the premises.
Portfolio Minister for the Energy and Transportation sectors, Darrell Vaz, confirmed that electricity to all affected areas had been restored.
The 2 international airports in Manly International Airport and of course the Sangster International Airport, both fully back up and running without any delays.
Minister Vaz also indicated that there was no disruption to the maritime space for incoming and outgoing vessels. On to water infrastructure. Portfolio Minister Senator Matthew Samuda says from preliminary checks done so far, there is no major damage to any of the over 750 pump stations.
We have completed the checks of the Mona Reservoir and its associated systems. There is no damage there. We are going through the process related to the Yalas pipeline and indeed the Hermitage Dam, which we know is aged infrastructure.
Minister Samuda, however, cautions that due to the number of seismic activities from the earthquake, the public can expect to see a few pipe breaks in the coming days, especially in the older ductile iron pipes.
We will continue to monitor the situation very carefully, and we will be checking the larger systems first, and we will complete our assessment in the next 48 hours.
A preliminary assessment of the health sector reveals no significant damage to infrastructure in the northeastern, western, and southern regional health authorities. However, Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the intense impact of the earthquake was felt in the southeastern region.
In St. Catherine, we had a few incidents. An autoclave fell at Greater Portmore was damaged. Some structural damage at Waterford Health Centre and Old Harbour Health Centre, which required some assessment. There are minor cracks at Spanish Town Hospital, but operations not affected.
In Kingston and St. Andrew, there are reports of minor damage to 5 primary care facilities with full assessment to be carried out. These are at the Harbourview, Bull Bay, Mavis Bank, Stony Hill, and Edna Manley Health Centres. Dr. Tufton says other health facilities reporting damage include the Field Hospital at St. Joseph's and the administrative building at the University Hospital of the West Indies, where occupants were asked to vacate to facilitate assessment.
Public hospitals are operational, all public hospitals with minor damage. Bustamante Hospital for Children, Kingston Public and Victoria Jubilee and St. Joseph's.
Among those health facilities not affected are the National Chest Hospital, Hope Institute, Sir John Golding, Nuttall and Medical Associate Hospitals.
Operations continue as normal, both at the primary and secondary level. Some facilities have been closed just out of taking caution and doing some further inspections.
And finally, a gateway to a better future. That's how Member of Parliament for East Central St. Catherine, Orlando Terrelong, is describing internet access to one community in his constituency. The community of Caymanas Gardens Site A was recently given access to the service, courtesy of the Universal Service Fund USF. Mr. Terrelong points out that the government wants every child to have the same opportunities for equal education and access to the internet and digital technology.
When you have a digital economy and a digital society, you're able to properly record who gets the benefit, but also more importantly, who needs the benefit. And that is where we are spending billions of dollars each year to ensure that every child has an access to computers and to Wi-Fi, to the digital space.
He says the numerous technology programs being offered by the government is to ensure a more technologically competent society. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.